This episode of Gintama was so freaking hype. Oh my god. When you saw Hijikata and Gentoki jump on that boat, and then that opening song starts playing, and you hear it, and you start seeing the visuals of this fighting as they're fucking kicking ass. I love that. I fucking love that when anime series do that. When anime companies put the opening song or ending song, whatever, or a really kick-ass opening, like the first opening ever of the series, and place it in an action scene like that, it just makes things flow so much better. And you're like, my god, I can't get enough. It's so good. It's so fucking good. And when I was watching this scene, I'm like, bro, this was a hype-induced episode. This is like a really fucking good episode of Gintama. When you see Gentoki and Hijikata, they're fighting with their backs against each other, and they're just, beating the shit out of everybody around them. And I mean, when you see this action going on, and they're just talking about, their situation and all that, and they're just constantly kicking ass throughout the episode, I just couldn't help but fangasm while watching this episode. And one thing that I really love about this is just how all the build-up for these scenes were. I mean, when it came to, Gentoki and his stance on the entire situation, how he's coming to go save, Kondo and Katsura, Hijikata, helping out and all that. I mean, but all sides, working together to take on this government, this corrupt government. It just, all this build-up through so many arcs of Gintama, it makes me so happy to see. And it amazes me how a mangaka can do something like this. I mean, with a comedy series, with constant comedy arcs throughout the entire series, and then build it up for these moments, and you're like, my god, it was so freaking wonderful when you see these scenes in this episode. Now, one thing that really stood out to me was exactly how our hard-boiled officer, he actually was in a serious moment in this episode as well. I mean, he's been around for the past couple episodes, but we know him from a long time ago when it comes to Gintama comedy episodes. And we know his line, "Are you hard-boiled? I'm very hard-boiled," so forth, so on. And seeing his character displayed in a light of serious atmosphere to where he actually was protecting Hijikata before he got killed, and when he took a wound, and in the final part of this episode, he's like trying not to die. Like, he's bleeding everywhere, and he's like, I gotta stay alive and all that. It wouldn't be hard-boiled at the moment till I die. That would be so fun. Oh my god, just to see this character, like this comedy character, like you wouldn't expect to be like that badass. Like, I mean, he's badass, but I mean, you wouldn't expect a character that usually is used for comedy to turn into such a serious badass. Just seeing him do what he did to like protect Hijikata, I was like, my god, this is too good, way too fucking good. And then the episode ends there with that still frame. And I'm like, wait, whoa, what? Did 23 fucking minutes just pass? Like, 22, 23, or 20 minutes just pass? Like, what the hell? Like, okay, I watch a lot of anime, and I know when you get into a series, it doesn't feel like it's long at all. Like, a 20-minute episode series can feel like 5 to 3 minutes. I have experienced that many times in the past. It's not the first time. But when I was watching this episode, and the episode ended, which was already a good episode to begin with, like, I mean, it was a fucking fantastic episode, and then you ended around, like, 16-minute mark, 15 to 16-minute mark. I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on here? So, like, I actually thought the episode was done. Fun fact for you, when I got to that ending song, it started playing, and I saw it, like, going, I'm like, wait, what, is the episode already done? I mean, that's a cliffhanger. I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking crazy cliffhanger. The episode's, like, ending song is playing, so I'm about to, just close out the, the webpage and all that, and I was just about to, go work on the review. All of a sudden, when I look at the time left in the video, it says it's, like, 15 to 16 minutes in, and I'm like, what the fuck? So, of course, I watched the ending song, and then once the ending song's done, we get, like, a preview for next week's episode, so forth. So I'm like, okay, this is standard Gintama. Gintama usually does shit like this. Usually they do, like, PSAs and stuff, like, announcements at the end of, like, episodes like this, probably talking about the season, probably talking about future plans, so forth, so on. And so I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see what this is going to be about, because, I mean, usually when Gintama does this, it's pretty damn funny. And so we get into a totally unrelated comedy segment in the ending part of this episode. Now, just because it's unrelated doesn't mean it isn't funny and it isn't good. I actually enjoyed the comedy segment that was in this. It's a nice change of atmosphere. It definitely didn't suit the atmosphere that Gintama is actually giving off in recent arcs we've had. I mean, it's been very serious. It's been, bloodthirsty, and I mean, a lot of action going on, and of course, with scenes like that, it comes out of left field. You're like, oh my god, comedy's back. Holy shit, it just doesn't feel like the Gintama we known for the past couple weeks now, or past couple months. And so seeing, that comedy scene, it was a nice breath of fresh air, and seeing how they're, trying to show some form of comedy besides nothing but serious moments. Now, I want to ask a quick question. I do know that Gintama did skip a couple of chapters. I know it skipped a couple of chapters to get to these serious arcs, like the Shogun assassination arc and so forth, so on. So I'm curious, was that part of the episode, like, after the ending song, was that a chapter they axed out? Like, did they go back and try to add that in? If so, maybe Gintama's going to start trying to add these comedy chapters they skipped over in the ending parts of the episodes, which it wouldn't be a problem with me. I can understand them trying to do that, like, trying to save some budget, because, I mean, I know for a fact with some of the scenes in the latest episode of Gintama, with that action scene with Gintoki and fighting and stuff, that budget, that art and animation quality, the production team, they did a really fantastic job on that, so I know for a fact they need at least some break, and I like the change of art style as well after the ending song, with the, funny comedy chapter. It was a nice good change of pace. So yeah, I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibit.